This is pod racing, and happy May the 4th. It has been sort of a tradition for me to buy and build a Star Wars diorama for May the 4th. So, why not to continue the tradition this year also? Now, the two previous dioramas that I have acquired have been minifigure scaled, and the Mos Espa Podrace is definitely not. But in reality, I bought this as a parts package for a future project. I am planning to build a diorama in minifigure scale, and that scene would take place in planet Tatooine, same as the Mos Espa Podrace, so therefore this set was an ideal parts pack. But first I decided to build this set according to the instructions. In that way, I sort of get more value for my purchase. So, it is time for the human helpers to start working on this set. This time human helpers decided that they would be only using one set of instructions. That meant that Mr. Human Helper had to tell Mrs. Human Helper what parts he actually needed for each step. And that wasn't always that easy. The base of this diorama is just two big plates supported within a black frame. So the build technique was definitely more simple than what it was in the previous two diorama sets. 10 wedge pieces are used to create a curving racetrack on top of those plates. Then it was time to start building the rock features, and those are actually the largest part of this build. Here the human helpers are building sort of a backbone for the rock features. Later on, more intricate features are built using studs not on top techniques, and those are attached to this backbone. But before those, it is time to add some details to the base of this build. Within those details, also the attachment points for the future pod racers are hidden. Then it was time to move back to the rock features. Those were built as separate modules, and each of those modules was attached individually. I kind of like that idea. As those modules come off very easily, there might be a way for me to utilize those in my alternative build also. And if those won't work, well, you can always disassemble them, and that's the beauty of Lego. Next, it was time to build the actual pod racers. The first one was Anakin's pod racer. Both of these were very interesting builds, as building something with this shape and in this scale is something that you wouldn't instantly think possible to be built out of Lego bricks. Because of the vast amount of specialty pieces, it seems that Mr. Human Helper thought it would be easier if they both had their own set of instructions. So the iPad is back. Currently, the human helpers are building Sebulba's pod racer that is bigger and even more detailed than Anakin's was. After the pod racers are built, there is another stone feature that needs to be built. It is a large arch, and the pod racers are sort of passing below it. I really like this build order, because you sort of gotta pause from building all those rock features when you build the pod racers in between. Though I guess that the real reason for that build order was that Anakin's pod racer was easier to attach to the base without that arch. And the arch was actually the final part of this build, and now the build is complete. And now, of course, it is time to take a more detailed look of this set. First, let's zoom into Sebulba's pod racer. Both of these were very interesting builds, two giant engines that are connected to this pod where the driver is. Anakin's is a smaller one, and here the front details are created out of ski pieces. And those grey pieces work as a nice detail for Anakin's pod. There is a print piece here, and the usual logo and quote pieces in the middle. And other than that, the only notable details are these rock features. This arch piece in an angle here, and this bigger rock piece at the back. The backside is pretty plain, but even here you can see some slope pieces, some color variations, and so on. This gets the job done. Now, what's my overall opinion of this set? Well, I gotta say that my feelings are quite mixed. The Podracers look good, and there is nothing wrong with the rock details either. But still I feel that this set is lacking something. It might be that there is only really one way to display this. With the sets in minifigure scale, there is always more options how to pose your minifigures, and you could perhaps create 2 or even 3 different moments with those minifigures. Here, it could be possible to reverse Anakin's and Sepulpa's Podracers so that Anakin is in the lead. But that way, the bigger Podracer would be in the back of the build where there's less space, so I'm not sure if that's going to work. But then again, that is not an issue for me, because I bought this as a parts pack for another build. I will return to that project later on. It won't take a year this time, I can promise you that. But as that project requires some extra parts, it will take some time before I can return to that. But in the meanwhile, there are other videos coming up. In the next one, we're going to take a closer look of the Jazz Club modular building and also see how it looks when it's placed next to some other modular buildings. If you want to get a notification as soon as that video is up, you should consider hitting that subscribe button down there. I will upload the next video ASAP, but remember, when a Sloth says that, it means as slowly as possible. Bye bye.